Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Sunday, August 10, 2014, around 4:25 in Belleville, Massachusetts. A nice and sunny afternoon day, a little bit humid, but we'll take it. It's not hot out and it's no thunder showers. A perfect summer weekend, and get out to enjoy these summer weekends because it's not going to be too many of them left. About 5 more weeks of summer officially. Today's the day that starts. Market Basket just does not have all of their part-time employees working, and today's the day that none of the part-time employees are working there for the foreseeable future. I'm a part-time employee at Market Basket Store 44, and I was notified Thursday I'm not going to be getting any hours for them for the foreseeable future, so I had to do what I had to do and had to applied and got myself an interview tomorrow for Shaw Supermarket in Burlington, Massachusetts at 10:30. Hopefully I could get a job there on a temporary basis until this Market Basket thing squared away, which it gets more and more difficult for each week. You hear so much stuff about this and that. You don't know who to believe. The only thing we'll believe is when RDT gets back Market Basket, or if the company goes under. We don't know what's going to happen, so we gotta stay tuned for that. And you, like me, I don't really pay attention what's said on the internet or the news or anything. You gotta believe what you gotta believe, and what I believe so far is to, do what I have to do and get a job in the interim. Okay, my second video blog of the day is about proposed MBTA commuter rail expansion on the Lowell line. The Lowell line is an MBTA commuter rail line that stretches from Boston North Station, goes to West Medford, Wedgemere, Winchester Center, Mishawam, Anderson, Woburn, and Wilmington, North Belleville, and Lowell, and it's one of the quickest MBTA commuter rail lines. It's 43 minutes from Boston to Lowell approximately, and it's one of the most popular commuter rail lines in the system because a lot of people travel it, because it's only a 43-minute trip, and it seems like they run trains every hour on the hour. And the weekends it's the same thing. They run trains every hour on the hour to and from Lowell to Boston and stuff like that. There's been a proposal that there's going to be commuter rail expansion from Lowell Station to North Chelmsford, Tyngsboro, Nashua, New Hampshire, Merrimack, New Hampshire, to Manchester, New Hampshire, to the airport, the Boston Manchester Regional Airport. This thing has been on the books for several years now, and there's more and more steam getting to it. Years ago, the MBTA ran trains from Concord, New Hampshire to Boston using the Lowell line, part of the Lowell line, but most of the trains were not jam-packed. They were so empty, and they did it for several years back in the 60s. They stopped it in the early 70s. They brought it back in 1981, but they stopped it at the end of 1981 when the MBTA suffered financial difficulties and had to cut commuter rail service to Lowell. And a lot of people use the Lowell, get on at Lowell. They're from New Hampshire and stuff like that. And even where they park in Belleville, there's a lot from New Hampshire. So I think that will tie up a lot of stuff that will help out with the congestion in Lowell Station and North Belleville train station, and it will also mean it will get more cars off the road with Route 3 and 93 and stuff like that. It would be more of a convenience for people who live in New Hampshire to not go to Lowell, and they could get on at this local stop in Nashua or Merrimack or Manchester, New Hampshire. And it also will mean many people might take the commuter rail if they live in Boston area, go up to Nashua, right into the Pheasant Lane Mall, and they could shop there and buy stuff tax-free. That's a convenience. And also, I don't know how they're going to do the schedule if this comes to fruition and stuff like that. It's a few years down the road, but there's more and more steam getting it, and I think probably what they'll probably have to do, the schedule, will be maybe some trains that terminate at Lowell, some trains terminate at Manchester, New Hampshire, and we'll see about that. Probably on rush hour, they might have a couple of trains terminate at Lowell and a couple of trains terminate in Manchester, New Hampshire. That's what they do at the Fitchburg South Acton line. There's many trains that terminate at Fitchburg. Some terminate at South Acton, but a lot of the Fitchburg commuter rail line is single track, but that's going to be rectified because they're going to put double track in it and speed it up. And also, eventually, this train service will be going to Montreal, Canada, but it's not going to be, the MBTA is not going to run trains to Montreal, Canada. It's probably going to be Amtrak or Canadian Rail, but that's going to be something years and years down the road. And what do I like about this proposal? I think it's good because it gets like Manchester into train service to go to Boston and also stuff like that. It also gets like more and more people off the road and stuff like that, and also it keeps the people in New Hampshire so they don't have to drive to Massachusetts and park. They could stay closer to where they live and park at their stations and stuff like that. So it's a win-win situation. It's also commuter rails expanding and stuff like that. I think the zones proposed, it will be Zone 7 for North Chelmsford, Zone 8 for Teensboro, Zone 9 for Nashua and Merrimack, and I think Zone 11 for Manchester, New Hampshire. We'll see about that, but I think it's going to happen in the next few years. The MBTA will be probably going to the airport in Manchester, New Hampshire. That's all I got to say, okay? See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Have a great afternoon and be back for my third and final video blog. Okay, bye.